Hello, everyone. When we put this gown, we usually hear محكمة. And we start our performance to the judges, to the audience, and we say, سيادة القاضي. Okay. But it's not a joke. There are people normal like us in this room that have so many stories that we're not aware of. Only lawyers with high level of humanity that get in touch with these people. If they are lucky, because sometimes the worst nightmare anyone could have is to have a bad or corrupted lawyer. Believe me, it's a very bad feeling of disappointment. Anyway, I'll take you through a journey of time. We'll go to the future, to the past, and get back to the present. The future is 2040. Everyone in Oman knows what's that, isn't it? What is that? 2040? What do we have in 2040? Oman vision. That's right. We are 22 years away from that date. Also, we are just 12 months away from the first long-term plan in the Arab world, which is Oman 2020. Do you realize what does that mean? What does that mean? No, exactly. That's why I'm on this hot spot. Because all of us are used to people graduating from universities, finding jobs. Oh la la, I have an audience here. Okay, you know you can't please everyone, but that could please her. Okay, right. So, Oman is embarking in the coming 12 months into the first long-term strategic plan ever seen in the Arab world. As citizens, as professionals, apart from graduating from university or finding a job or a satisfaction, are we ready for that? Is it enough today to be just an engineer or an HR specialist or a CEO or a lawyer or a doctor? Is that enough? This is the question I will try to discuss with you today. Law and Life is a project I established in 2010. I'm not going to talk about Law and Life and my story and all that, okay? I'll just talk about rule of law. Rule of law has 8 pillars. I'm not sure everyone is familiar with those 8 pillars. That's why I selected this topic for the talk tonight. The 8 pillars are: the law must be accessible, clear, and predictable. Questions of legal rights should be resolved by the law and not by exercise of discretion. I think so. It feels good. The law should apply equally to all except where objectives differences justify differentiation. Yani equality. Ministries must act within their powers and not exceed their limits. The law must afford adequate protection of fundamental human rights. The law should provide access to justice, especially where people cannot resolve interpersonal disputes themselves. Courts and tribunal processes should be fair. And finally, the state should comply with international law. I'm used to challenging situations. I have a feeling that some people are saying, what do I have to do with this? I know. All of us can do something about the 8 pillars, if not all of them, in your jobs, different type of job. The laws are not drafted by lawyers or legal consultants with big egos. No, it is a consultative process. And how we can handle this consultative process if people themselves are not equipped to understand the essence of rule of law. That's why I'm talking to all of you. When we started Law and Life, the idea was to establish the first bilingual magazine relating to law and targeting normal individuals all over the world. That was in 2013. Later on, some people find my face familiar because I appear actually 2 hours from now on Oman TV every Saturday night, 9:10 p.m. During the 7 episodes, I heard a lot of stories. I met people with ignorant, some are humble. But making difference to people's life is overwhelming in a positive note. I want to play the video. The objective of this program is to have the law accessible, clear, and predictable to everyone. January 10th, 2015, we started the first episode of a program called in Arabic, الحقوق محفوظة, and in English, Rights Reserved. Again, to the pillars of rule of law, I launched something called ta'lif. It's a word in Arabic, means composing books or authoring books. The target of this project is to enable and support, technically and financially, those who are interested in writing the legal topic and are actually genuinely professional in that domain. We launched also in 2015 a project called Zamala. A word in Arabic means apprenticeship. What we wanted to do with this program is to target ministries to exercise their powers properly by training the lawyers and the legal consultants in ministries. Also, to exercise the same other principle of law must afford adequate protection of fundamental human rights. So when people write laws or regulations, okay, they don't forget that we need to protect human rights. During our work in Law and Life magazine, this is a prototype of the magazine in 2011, we had the chance to make a very important milestone of addressing successful people who contributed to the local legal society, but nobody was aware of. This lady is the first Arab woman at all to graduate from a law school. She's Omani. Her name is Suad Al-Lamki. I don't need to be a journalist to realize rule of law. How many magazines we have that feature just mediocres? Sorry for people from the publication industry. This lady graduated from Trinity College 1962 and became the first Arab judge in the modern history. I send regards to her. She's still swimming, doing exercise, and driving her car beautifully. Remember that we are going to a journey, and we'll go to 1996. This is a piece of magazine when I was year 2. Now you can figure out how old I am. I know, but sometimes good purpose is better, isn't it? This slight small decision that every human being should make to just exercise rule of law. This piece of newspaper is promulgating the Omani Basic Statute of the state. You see, Omanis are originally Bedouins, many of them. We had rule of law of on kind. We just codified it in 1996 by Sultani Decree 101 by 1996. If I'm lucky, everyone would remember this remarkable piece of law. It's the social contract between the Omani nation and the three powers in the country. Also, to wrap up on the history, Oman, Majan, Mazoon are names of a civilization, one of the oldest civilizations in the Arab Peninsula. Also, we are the oldest monarchy in the Arab Gulf region. From this, I want to come back to the present. Context. If we have this history, and we have 2040, 22 years away, what is our plan in relation to rule of law? What can every one of us do to contribute positively to the rule of law? That is the question. That is the question, okay? So, throughout, Law and Life tried its best to contribute more and more to rule of law. We've established a conference, which is the first Gulf conference in 2015, despite the fact that there is no sponsorship at that point of time. People with more money didn't do it in our neighboring countries. We have a program called 818 for youngsters to educate them about the basic statute of Oman and child rights. Also, in 2017, we established and got licensed the first library relating to law. I will announce this through social media very soon on the launch of the library. What is it coming for future? We started dialogue about a think tank that will enable everyone to consult in relation to topics relating to law and also in drafting regulations in Oman. I want to wrap up that don't discount your contribution. You never know whose life you will be changing. I've published 3 books so far. One of them is in 2017, educating SMEs about commercial laws. Also, I've established the first English curriculum about business law in Oman in 2018, after teaching for 14 years as the first Omani lecturer in law. And those who are interested in literature and some of personal reflections, I have also a book called Amma Ba'd. Soon, I will be launching a book about rule of law. And until 7th of December 2018, the number of viewers of my TV program is 25,993 in 7 seasons and 67 episodes and more than 80 guests. Okay, I'll take out the rope. Freedom is the power to choose our own chains. This is said by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Please, choose your own contribution to the rule of law. I was a child. Now you know my age for sure, right? And I've decided with this cheering face throughout life that I'll not be just a mediocre in my community, in my society. You also contribute to rule of law, because rule of law is not exclusive to lawyers only. Thank you very much.